All right, we are back, man. What's going on? Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. So, this came across my desk like yet last night, yesterday, yeah, last night and this morning. I was wondering, I'm like, don't tell me there was another mass shooting and it's another young kid doing this. So I cover the one with the female that did it, the girl. She was like this radicalized femme, so she was only like 15. Now we have a 17-year-old named Solomon Henderson, and this is in Nashville. Like, this is crazy. Like, I never thought that this was gonna go on. These kids really don't have any hope, man. It's sad, man. Completely sad. I'm shocked that I can't believe I'm covering another one of these. It's really sad. But here it is. Solomon Henderson, everything we know about Nashville teen named as Antioch High School shooter. Nashville school shooter Solomon Henderson was an intelligent. This is what they're saying. Okay, I don't think maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I don't think you even need to put it in there, but I'm just gonna try to edit as I read it. Nashville school shooter Solomon Henderson. They're gonna say he was smart. He was a quiet student at the Antioch High School, where he was a member of the school's ROTC program before he opened fire on Wednesday. So that was yesterday. 17-year-old who police say fatally shot a teenage girl in the school before, deleting himself, was described by an unidentified classmate to WKRN as a smart person at the top of the class who was quiet and to himself. Well, he was in he had TikTok brain. He had TikTok brain. He was addicted to doom scrolling. He kept to himself, like most people with a cell phone, and he was probably radicalized. He was also in the military training program and may have had at least one prior incident at the high school, Chief John Drake of the Metro Nashville Police Department said at a news conference, though he said he was unsure of the details. The day on Wednesday started like any other, when Henderson arriving at the school in the Nashville suburb on a bus. It was believed he then entered a bathroom where he retrieved a weapon. And guys, he live streamed this. He live streamed this. This is on X. He live streamed this. He literally live streamed it. The teenager was then seen wearing a hoodie just after 11 a.m. when he confronted Jocelyn Curry as Chalante, 16, and fired multiple rounds using a pistol before, deleting himself. So what's going on? Did he have like some kind of slight to this young girl? Like this is crazy. Like they're saying he confronted a fellow student that is a female at the school that was 16. Like I don't understand. This is crazy. Another student was also injured with a graze wound to her arm and was rushed to Vanderbilt University Hospital in stable condition. Police also said a fourth boy was being treated for an injury to the face caused during the commotion. They were not shot. Channel 5. Take a look at him. Oh, he was smart. He was quiet. Probably. He's addicted to social media. His TikTok brain. So, this 17-year-old deleted this 16-year-old female, Caucasian female. Crazy. Metro Nashville Police Department spokesman Don Aaron said the department received its first call just 2 minutes after Henderson opened fire. The two school resource officers were also inside the building, but were not in the immediate vicinity of the cafeteria. But by the time they arrived at the scene, Henderson had already deleted himself. He streamed the shooting online. He's doing this, and he thinks he's living his life as a video game. That's what he's doing. He's living his life as a video game. He streamed the shooting online and had written on his X page that he saved up enough money to buy a GoPro camera. But it was hard to explain to my parents why I needed it, so I couldn't buy it. Following the shooting, school officials asked parents to pick up their kids at a nearby hospital where they were busing teens after cops cleared them. Alexandre's father, German Korea, was then leaving the hospital with tears in his eyes. Oh, man. My thing is, These guys, this is dangerous. It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So yeah, he live streamed it and posted on X. Students recall the experience. So anyway, we already know this is going to keep happening. Maybe Trump will actually do something to stop it from happening. I hope so. Because Biden clearly dropped the ball. But I'm shocked at that. Oh, this is just showing a fake thing of Kamala. So anyway, this guy had this crazy manifesto. I'm not gonna read it. Oh, this was his profile. So Elon deleted his X profile. All right, so Elon Musk just deleted his X account, and yeah, people are screen recording it, and it's showing his X account was called Ending Point. He had 196 followers and 31 following. Be interesting to see who he was following. But you can see he streamed his whole thing. Look, he even posted his manifesto. That's his manifesto. I'm not gonna read it and anything like that. Parody account. He posted it on account until Elon deleted it. But everybody's got it now, so I'm not gonna play this video, but you can see he has that there, right? But yeah, so this is it right here. So there is a content creator named Poetic Flacco. Why does he have? Oh no, sorry. Poetic Flacco posted it. I apologize. He just posted the this whole thing. Nothing, no link there. He just posted. Yeah, see, he just posted it. So again, yeah. So if you're looking at it through race, right? If you're gonna look at it through race and gender, you have a 17-year-old African American teenage boy probably got jaded or slighted by a 16-year-old Caucasian female at his school, and so now he feels jaded. That's what I get from it. Because why would he pick her? Why would he target her? Because in the article it says he confronted this lady. He confronted her. What did he confront her about? He rejected him. He couldn't take her to prom. He wanted to date her and she said no. She didn't, he wanted a girlfriend, but all he had was social media, video games, GoPro cameras, and she rejected him. I don't know, maybe. Occam's razor, right? But, rest in peace to this young lady. I don't think any woman should lose their life because some weak piece of garbage, piece of trash, can't take being rejected, can't take adjustments. No, I don't think so. No, I'm not on the same page as that. But, he's in hell right now. So, he's in hell right now. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think he got rejected.
From the investigation to this point, we know that at 11:09 a.m., a person who has been identified as a 17-year-old, armed with a pistol, fired multiple shots in the cafeteria of the school.
It's becoming very dangerous, man.
The individual wounded two other students, one of them fatally, before shooting and killing himself. There is no danger at the school.
Couldn't live with his consequences.
The police department's SWAT team has cleared the building. We have identified the shooter, again, as I said, a 17-year-old, and the investigation is advancing now. From the investigation to this point, we know that at 11:09 a.m., a person who has been identified as a 17.
Right? He had, I'm just looking right now, some information. He had a driver's license. No, he had an ID card. Tennessee ID card. I can show you guys that. So he had an ID card. This is him here. Yeah, so he just had an ID card. Again, I think he was slighted. And he released a manifesto, so I'm not going to read that like I've been saying, but it's there. I mean, the other shooter in, I can't remember the state, They released a manifesto. So these young kids are being radicalized online, then going out committing acts of violence, then releasing manifestos when they delete themselves. So they're addicted to TikTok. They're addicted to social media. They don't know how to talk to anyone. They were raised with a cell phone in their hand. They were raised with having their minds in their cell phone because they become mindless and they go by the algorithmic manipulations on social media. What they do now, if they're a young kid, right? They feel hopelessness, depression. They don't go get that, those issues fixed. So what they do, if they try to approach a female or something like that, they reject them. Now they feel slighted. But this whole time, they're just becoming radicalized online. They're becoming radicalized online, on the internet. And so what does he do? He goes in, he wants to get a GoPro camera. He has the blicky. He has all these different things. He goes in and takes this young lady's life, this young girl's life, then deletes himself. He took the coward's way out. They always take the coward's way out. They can never deal with their own consequences, their own decisions and choices that they made. They can never deal with it. It's actually crazy. So again, I don't respect them. And I know I can pinpoint who they are. They're evil. That's what they are. They're evil. Right? That's exactly what they are. They're very evil. So, yeah. So again, hold on a second. I'm just looking at some of this stuff here now. I don't know. He has some kind of video. I don't know what this video is. He has a phone. Let me see. He's talking about his acne. Hey, I gotta hide my acne-ridden face. Man, this boy was radicalized due to the algorithmic manipulations. Crazy, right?
To hide my acne-ridden face.
Oh, it's crazy, man. What else did we find here? Yeah, someone said it's pure brain rot. Of course it is. So Solomon Henderson is a prime example of what social media does to young kids. Let that be a lesson. Did you hear what I said? Solomon Henderson is the prime example. He is the archetype what social media brain rot, TikTok algorithmic manipulations, and brain rot does to 17-year-old boys, 15-year-old girls. It just shows them, it just shows you what it does to them. That's all you need to know. Right? New video of him. He has some kind of video that he's doing here. He's in a room. I don't know if there's any sound, is it?
Yeah, I'm back. T&D told me to get back. Jump.
Right? So he's an awkward 17-year-old faggot online, and he's radical. Right? You guys remember what I keep saying? They just sit in the room, prop up a cell phone, and just stream and talk to technology. They're one with technology. But they're not really one with technology. Technology just manipulates them. You know when they said that you know what it really is now? Here, I never said this before, but you know what I'm starting to believe now? Guess what happens? You guys remember the movies The Terminator, right? It said, the machines, they become, agentic, or the machines, they have the mind of their own. No. Now what the machines are doing is manipulating humans to commit acts of violence. Let's say that one more time. The machines are manipulating human beings to go out there and commit acts of violence. The machine manipulated him, propagandized him to go to his school to commit acts of violence because he thinks it's cool, because he's living his life like a video game. This is why I don't do the dating streaming. So it's a waste of time. I'm not doing that shit no more. Because I'm not gonna be like them. I'm not gonna be cogs of the machine like them. I refuse to be like that. Here's a breaking news. Solomon Henderson, the Nashville high school bozo, claims Candace Owens influenced his actions. Yeah, I don't agree with that. I think that's false. How can she influence your actions? You're your own human being. No, sir. The machine influence your actions. Candace Owens can say what she wants to say. I can say what I want to say. You have to be able to be smart enough to either accept it, agree with it, disagree with it, discern from it, and make your own decisions for yourself. But we know you guys can't do it. So, yes, point the finger at somebody else, right? Can't, right? Point the finger at someone else. There he is there. I'm not going to show that. But anyway, the machine manipulated him to go out there and commit acts of violence. That's all you need to know. End of story. Like, that's literally it. The algorithms on the machine is rotting his brain. Day in and day out, it's just rotting his brain. Right? He doesn't talk to people in real life. He doesn't go outside and say hello to someone that he doesn't know. He doesn't go to his school and try to make friendships like how we did back in the 90s. Back in the 90s, before the 90s, that's what we did. He can't do it. He's one with machine. He can't do it. It shows he can't do it. He's one with machine. That's what it is. Yeah, okay. What do I do? Yeah, I do videos. Okay. It's not my life. Like, I do videos. People like it, disagree with it, can debate what I'm saying. That's fine. But it's not my life. It's never been my life. But again, this is the negative consequences of that's what they'll do. And if you can't see that, well, hey, I guess you can't see it, can you? And him having the nerve to actually stream this young girl getting her life taken, it's just evil. As I said, evil pieces of garbage. They exist. I told you guys that a long time ago. I don't go around them. I don't make friendships with them. No, he's doing a hail Hitler. Yeah, he said Nashville. He said inspired by. So he was inspired by Hitler and Candace Owens. That's the narrative that they're running with. Really, I don't even believe that. But they're saying, yeah, he was inspired by Hitler and Candace Owens. He's 17. His brain isn't developed yet. His front cortex isn't developed yet. His frontal lobe isn't developed. Right? It's just crazy to me. His frontal lobe isn't developed, and you just put him in front, isolate him like as if he's in jail. Isolate him from human beings. Isolate him from, the world, the real world. Actually isolate him from the real world. Tell him to get on social media and just talk. And just read and just it's crazy to me, man. It's just crazy to me. But hey, man, I talk about the dangers of social media. Look, this is him there. We can see what he's doing. He was look, he's posting the communist China. He's posting the China thing. Right? It's Marxist Leninism. He supports Mao. He wants communism. Again, he's isolated. He's in jail right now. Well, not right now, because he's in hell right now. But I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You see how he's in his room and his door's locked? He's isolated from the real world. He doesn't talk to no one. He doesn't say anything. So my message to parents out there, if you're listening, if you can get your children off of social media, yes, the other kids have social media. That does not mean your child has to do what the other kids do. Does not mean your child has to post everything about their lives as what the kids do. Be different from the sheep. Be different from, how do I say it? Be different from a high majority of people that actually let their kids have social media. We know the effects of it. I know the effects of it. We have to be smarter than this. But if you don't want to be, I can't say anything to make you go do it. I'm saying, if you have children, make sure you, you have a conversation with your child about social media. Be honest with your child about social media. In my opinion, social media is like alcohol. Social media is like marijuana. Social media is like pornography. Social media is like, you know what I'm saying? Like too much of something can have an effect on someone's mind. That's what I'm saying. That's what I say. You can disagree or agree if you want. But... Right? There he is in his room. He's in his room again. What's he doing in his room? Oh, he's talking about women. He's talking about anime characters that he wishes he could be with in the real world. Sorry, your reality, you can't rewrite your reality. You cannot rewrite and make your own world in real life. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. But anyway, I digress. Here he is again with anime. And didn't your mama ever tell you to clean up your room? Did your mama or your father ever tell you to clean up your room at 17? Because my mother and my father told me to clean up my room before I have company over. Clean up my room before I can even... Actually, no. Finish your homework. Wait. Finish your homework. Clean up your room before you can even have company over, before you can even go and play video games. That's what my mom and dad told me. Dad was mostly at work. Mom was home making sure that all my homework was done. And we didn't have social media back then. So we were just, you know what I'm saying? We were doing it off the mind. That's why I'm a critical thinker. Didn't his mom ever tell him to clean up his room? Probably not. Because look at that filth. Look at that filth. Look at that shit, man. I digress. Don't want to get too hyper on it, but yeah, the truth you can't handle. What's up, man? He says social media is a roller coaster of emotions for children that do not have the right kind of emotions. That is a fact, bro. See, us as adults, I'm 36, so I can handle the criticism of social media. I can handle different aspects of social media and how it works. But if I didn't have social media, I'd be just fine because I'm good with working with my hands. I can make friends. Anyway, it's just crazy. So just be careful, man.
Take a knife and drain your life.
Right? Just be careful,
you
man.
Got a wrist, you gotta ice it. You're this and you're the nice.
Right? It just pissed me off because it's like over and over again we see the same thing. Oh, who's this? This is mom? So I don't know. They're saying that he's claiming that his family were black Israelites. I don't know, man. I'm just reading some X posts. That's all I'm doing. Right? So I don't know if this is true, but he's saying that he claimed that his family were black Hebrew Israelites. I don't know. What is it? In Haunted Mound, negative XP, Burns merch. So what are all these merch? What are these merch companies from? I don't know. So again, incels and incel culture is doing so much harm to this country. Yeah, you have femcells and incels. You have two. You have femcells and incels. And everybody's in ideological bubbles. So, I mean, you can only do so much. Everybody has a phone now. So is everyone going to throw all their phones away? Probably not. We live in the industrial revolution. We're living in right now, the digital technocracy. That's what I call it. The digital technocracy. But I digress. Solomon from the extremism. Well, I don't know. I don't agree with that. But anyway, he was radicalized. I mean, that's just what it was. Right? He was completely radicalized. I don't know. I'm not going to read his manifesto and all that kind of shit, but he posted it and all that kind of stuff. So let's go see what happened at the school here. But my condolences goes out to that lady's family, man. That's just disgusting behavior that happened. I can't believe it. You had, I don't know. It's crazy. It's just really crazy. And the sad part about all of this, it's going to keep happening. It's going to keep happening, unfortunately.
Metro Nashville police later identifying the shooter as Solomon Henderson, a student at Antioch High School. News Channel 5 investigative reporter Jennifer Krause has been working to learn more about him. Jennifer, what did you find out?
Well, Rory, we have a copy of what purports to be a manifesto that was posted on social media on an account that appears to belong to Henderson. This,
you know what I'm saying? So these guys are living this kind of life. Like, they're radicalized online. Then they go to whoever's closest to them. They go purchase a weapon. They go to whoever's closest to them, delete that person, then delete themselves. And then before they go to do their act, they post a manifesto. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy to me, bro. So anyways, weak men create hard times. Yeah. Yeah. You said how much you want to bet that mama's not even around, in my opinion. That's right. I'm 57. I wish it would get banned. I wish it would too. Society doesn't need it. Like, we can communicate. Like, let's go back to the old-fashioned communications. Like, communicating with each other old-fashionedly, I think it would tamp down the violence and the hatred. That's what I believe. But what do I know, right? Unfortunately, people they're not gonna dial it back. They're just
was posted shortly before the shootings, along with several photos which match the crime scene photos that we have seen. What is in here is extremely disturbing and chilling. It's horrifying. As you can see, it's thick. It's 50.
Right? Of course it's horrifying. Of course it's thick. Of course it's what? 51 pages?
As you can see, it's thick. It's 51 pages long.
Right? 51 pages of hatred in his mind, in his heart, and within his body that he felt every single day leading up to what he did. Yeah, I don't agree with that. Yeah, I don't co-sign it. And yeah, I'm never ever gonna like get radicalized like him. And people need to wake up and not get radicalized and propagandize.
Filled with text as well as pictures. It starts with the title, "The West has fallen, billions must die." He says,
man, a lot of them have said that. Let me emphasize on what I mean. Most of these mass shooters, they say the same thing. They say the West has fallen. The West has fallen. The West has fallen. Yeah, our country, America, Western countries, Canada, that's where I'm at. We're going through a hard time. But that doesn't mean that we have to like just give up, just become hopeless. You can say, oh, it might be easy for you to say that. You're not in his shoes, not in his situation. Okay, fine. I take your argument. But I'm a type of guy, I'm going to create good situations and good choices for myself and for my family the best way I know how. You guys can't, if they can't do it, then I don't know what to tell you.
This book is dedicated to killing everyone I hate. Death to all unworthy men, traitors, and infiltrators. It appears that he was radicalized. He is heavily anti-Semitic in here. Says death to Israel.
Of course he was. We know this. I just said it. I told you.
Die. He says this book is dedicated to killing everyone I hate.
Okay. Let me just double back on something, right? So here, let me show you something. So let's go to this thing here, right? So again, you heard the woman, the reporter say it. I said it too. That's the critical thinking that I got. So again, all these beta males, all these weak corrupted individuals on these dating streaming service sites, right? They're doing the same thing. But what they're doing is they're radicalizing weak men to go out here and commit acts of violence. That's what they're doing. Because they're not dating. They're not interested in getting to know a man based on human to human level, female and male level. They're not interested in doing that. So they're just going to dangle the carrot in front of them and make them pay them to even have a conversation with them, to even engage with them. I don't have to even bother with that. No, fuck that. I can go do other things. I go talk to women in real life. Like I posted this morning. Like, no, absolutely not. But anyway, that's what's on the menu. If you can't see that, I'll tell you.
Killing everyone I hate. Death to all unworthy men, traitors, and infiltrators. It appears that he was radicalized. He is heavily anti-Semitic in here, says death to Israel, blames Jews for so many things, that they are, quote, poisoning our culture and rap, that violence against Jews should happen, retaliation and retribution for what they have stolen is legitimate and a good thing, he writes. There are many other racial and ethnic slurs in here. The N-word is used extensively throughout. But he says, I am ashamed to be black. He posts a flyer.
He's ashamed to be black. Let's go back to this clown's photo. He's ashamed to be born with the same skin color as me. Sir, I'm not ashamed. Well, he's deleted, but I'm just saying. I'm not ashamed to be black. I'll never, ever, 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 ever be ashamed of my skin color. That is crazy. I will never. I was trying to get a different photo. I don't know. I think we could go with this one. I will never be ashamed of my skin color, how dark it is. I will never be ashamed of my skin complexion. This is the definition of black. This is the definitions of like black people being ashamed of being what they were born with. It's kind of mixed with transgender ideology that they believe there's more than one gender and they want to be female or they want to be male. That's the same shit. It's the same shit, but he's doing it with skin color. That's all.
From the neo-Nazi hate group, Goyim Defense League. That group, you may remember, was here in Nashville last summer holding demonstrations. Then he posts a series of questions and answers, such as, would killing random high schoolers save the white race or something? And he answers, yes, if they were people of color. He writes, are you a victim of bullying? He says, I can't remember a single instance of being bullied personally, but says the media and attention seekers will say that I was, and other BS, like he was just a quiet kid. He writes, why did you attack a school? He doesn't specifically answer that one, but then goes on to describe the various people who should be targeted.
Wow.
A long list of people, from presidents to journalists and children.
Wow.
Among the people who he says radicalized him, he cites Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes, a hard-right anti-Semitic pundit who you may remember was here in Nashville again.
Right? So they're saying Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes. I do believe the media will manipulate the people's minds.
For those neo-Nazi
attacks.
He writes, do you plan to survive the attack? He writes, I plan on going out as a hero by blowing my brains with my gun while live streaming. And this is particularly disturbing because
I don't listen. He's a young kid. He got manipulated by he got manipulated and he got his brain rotted by what other people are saying. He's a young kid. His frontal cortex or his frontal lobe isn't even fully developed yet. So I would imagine, yeah, he thinks to some twisted thing. I'm 36. I can discern from bullshit. I have a bullshit indicator. Like that's like nothing. But he can't do it. And this is a prime example. And let this be a lesson to parents out here. Social media is dangerous. Just like if you get into a vehicle and you don't have a seatbelt on and someone rear ends you, it's dangerous. That's the whole point.
We saw a video posted this morning on this same X account purportedly belonging to him that shows video labeled as a test. He includes a map of the school. Under the heading, My Gear, Weapons, and Clothing, there's a photo of the gun and cartridges that match the photos of the gun that were also posted on that same account.
This is like beyond premeditated murder. Like he knows them. It's the same thing with the Trump shoot with Butler, Pennsylvania. It's the same thing. The guy that tried to assassinate Trump, he had a rangefinder. He had a drone before Trump arrived, right? He had a drone flying over Trump's vantage point. These guys are getting the maps and the information through social media to figure out where these guys are and when they're going to be there. It's not hard to figure out.
Shortly before the shootings, there's a photo of a lock-picking kit. He also pays tribute to people he modeled his attack after and lists half a dozen people who committed mass murders. And finally, he closes with what he calls final remarks. What's interesting is that these are dated November 18th of 2024, meaning he'd been thinking about this for a while. And he writes, I was so miserable, I wanted to kill myself. I just couldn't take any more.
Yeah, I don't live like that. No.
Includes a list of various social media accounts that he says were his. Many have now been suspended. At least one we found included a link to instructions on how to carry out a mass killing.
Wow.
Again, this appears to be his, but nothing specifically on any of the social media accounts or this says Solomon Henderson. Perhaps, though, because he includes a warning in here, Rory, that includes the words that say feds are cracking down. So never post your face, where you live, never post, and I mean any personal information about yourself whatsoever.
Man, this guy's a clown. He's a young clown. Let's get to this point.
And morning to Antioch High School.
I already know the name.
It's right by.
Addressing the immediate situation.
We're very appreciative of the team and all.
Man, these guys are targeting schools. Like, what a bunch of cowards.
We are following some breaking news out of Responded saying on the school building. It also wanted to show a link to a shooting. The shooting is a parent out of Nashville with you. As of now, we do not know whether there is going to be a press conference. I imagine that will be the case.
Yeah, I thought this story was just wild, man. I never even knew it happened.
Had a male student,
look at all those
17 years.
Bro, look at all those parents outside. Like concerned parents, man. Like this freaks me out, man.
Years old that rode the bus this morning.
Look at that, bro.
Antioch
all the parents you got
during the course of the morning, this individual made his way to the cafeteria where he then confronted a 16-year-old that we identified as a female Hispanic.
Right? He confronted a 16-year-old female Hispanic
student, fired, striking her. She is deceased.
Man, I'm telling you, it's getting scary out here, man.
We're watching Fox 17 News and
for the last 10 minutes since we.
Parents hugging their children tight.
Waiting on word their sons and daughters are okay.
For the last 10 minutes since we drove over here, I haven't heard nothing from her.
A shooter walks into the Antioch High School cafeteria and opens fire.
A student and the shooter dead. Others hurt.
I'm anxious, sad, angry all at the same time.
Team coverage as Fox 17 News at 5:30 starts now.
Medical group. Dozens of parents rushing to pick up their children, holding them tight. Many of them getting frantic phone calls from them after Metro Police say 17-year-old Solomon Henderson shot 2 students, one of them dead, before turning the gun on himself.
Damn.
Antioch High School had been on lockdown before the students were bused to Ascension Medical Group. Kalisha Walden, a parent of an Antioch High School student, tells us what it was like to be reunited with her daughter after anxiously waiting for her to come out of school.
She's a tough girl. And when I heard her running and I heard the anxiety and the anxiousness in her voice, that is something I can't get out of my head. So.
Man, like I said, we're going into a dark period. Well, I think Trump might fix some of it, but we're going into a very dark period, man. The world needs to wake up and protect our children, absolutely. But I was pretty, I don't know, I got the news last night. And I thought it was just like, was this a different one or I already covered it? I'm like, but anyway, this is the new, they're going to keep doing this shit. I know they're going to keep doing it because this is like the second story I covered. I covered this one yesterday, the Amazon closing 7 Quebec warehouses after workers unionized one of them. So because they unionized, Amazon shut them down. Like, it's crazy. You can't speak that word. And then they said Freeland, she's having some psychotic episode. Look at her.
You think the party is
I wouldn't vote for her. Wouldn't vote for her. So anyway, that's the story.